Okay, so I'm just preparing the surface by scuffing it up a little bit so that stuff can stick to it. My aim here is to create a little finger puller on my gas cap door. So it's going to be like a raised arch that you can get your finger behind so you can pull back the door easily. So I'm going to sculpt the arch out of clay, and then I'm going to go over it with fiberglass in order to blend it into the door. And so it's going to end up being painted and look like it was there from the beginning. So I'm aiming for a seamless transition. Finger puller thingy, I don't even know what it's called. It's the part you grab with your finger when you open your gas tank door or your gas cap door. It's supposed to give you something to grab onto. And my door doesn't have one because it's meant to be an electronic door where you press a button in the car and the door pops out a little bit, but that hasn't worked in years. So since it is a door that stays completely shut, you need a way to grab at it. And a lot of the older style handles all had these. So I'm making the conversion here. So kind of trying to smooth it out, make sure the edges are blended nicely. My goal is to make this look so good that it looks like it was professionally done when the vehicle was made. I want it to look like it wasn't something added on by me. I don't want it to look ghetto. I want it to look really professional. So it has to be perfect, guys. No, I'm not going to kiln clay. It's going to be made of fiberglass, so This is going to be the shape of it. And I'm actually done. That is perfect. It's utterly perfect. So now, I'm going to fiberglass it. I'm going to have to get out my fiberglassing vacuum chamber, which I use every time I fiberglass in my room, since when I don't do that, I end up getting fiberglass particles all over my bed and everything else, and it's not pleasant sleeping in a bed full of fiberglass. So now I can show you the close-up of what we got. Fiberglass, and there's our finger puller on our gas cap door. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? So now we've got to remove the clay and the metal. Oh, wait a minute. Should we leave the metal? Wow, we can actually leave the metal. That was unexpected. I was expecting to remove everything under it. But no, we can leave this metal here. So I have my own websites where I sell my own products. I also have my own Amazon and eBay stores where I sell my own products. And then I'm an aspiring YouTuber and Twitch streamer, which is an active occupation, even though my income from those activities is still pretty low. It's starting to become an income nonetheless. Just trying to measure it by eye. I want to make sure that the door hinge is centered vertically. I think we got it. I'm just trying to visualize how it's going to lay in here before I start cutting. Woohoo! Get him! Get him! Alright guys, let me show you what I've done so far. So, I tack welded all this into place. You can see a weld here, in that hole, and there. That looks like kind of a weak one, but oh well, we're going to weld all along here. So I didn't show you guys the first few welds, and I changed my mind. I decided I should show you guys the welds, because this is an important part of it, and this is probably the hardest part. Also, I'm going to show you the back. So we are getting full penetration, which is good. and we can grind that down at the end. To get the electrical connection for here, I just kind of scraped it with an X-Acto knife for a while. I just scored it, and eventually it started catching, making an arc. Okay, so I gotta keep the camera kind of far. That's the closest I can do because I've already damaged that lens from welding with it too close to the lens. I don't really know how many times I should tack it, so I'm probably going to cover most of the entire thing just to be safe, because this is going from stainless steel to mild steel, and I'm not using any special welding wire. I'm just using the standard wire that came with my flux core wire welder kit, so it's not ideal. You're supposed to use stainless steel wire, I think, but so it's probably going to be a brittle and weak weld. However, I don't think the forces on this are going to be very much. It's just a gas cap door. It just needs to be able to swing, so it should be plenty. You can see that I was able to remove my C-clamp, which is sitting here now. After I had the first few tack welds down, I was able to remove it and move it out of the way. And I went ahead and bent back this inner part a little more so I can access the inside of the hinge with the welding. I can always bend this back down and glue it into place, or tack weld it into place. Okay, so I'll show you those new welds. Put one there, one in the middle, a couple of them, one there. Little bridges is all I'm making. So in between, I like to let it cool down just because I'm worried about it warping the metal. And I take the opportunity to clean it up. I'm just doing this really methodically and slowly. So I'll take off my welding helmet. You know what? Heck with it. I'm done. That's good enough. I mean, these walls look solid to me. Let me get a nice close-up here. It's a kind of little bridge, but you can see it. It's substantial though. Got this side really good. A little bit in here. I don't think that's going anywhere, guys. I think that's plenty. Here's the back. I'll just grind that down. We're going to be bondoing this stuff anyways, so there you go. Huh. I'm going to have to grind this thing out a bit. It's not really closing. You can see it's hitting the hinge. So I'm going to grind it down a little bit so it'll close all the way and seal off back here. Hey, it worked. Okay, we have a lot of grinding to do. I'll start out by grinding my welds just to make them look a little prettier.